to all of my Capricorns. Please make sure to get my book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The link to that is in the description box below as usual. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share the video. So a couple of announcements before I begin. I'll make them very quick. So when it comes to the whole discount thing, I'm not necessarily going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. Because in essence, you know, people have tried to get discounts or something for nothing or close to nothing so much from me. When it comes to these private readings and my services and stuff like this, to the point where, you know, they've ran it into the mud, right? And, you know, what's so difficult to really ultimately get around is, as I said before, people's egos and their ambitions, right? And why it is I'm saying that in the first place is because it's difficult to deal with someone who has a false sense of entitlement. You know what I mean? And that false sense of entitlement has ranged anywhere from stop saying anything to me and being upset and ghosting me, right? To I want to say, you know, it's the truth. From doing that to a situation where it's straight up starting to become very disrespectful, you know, start talking about me, start talking about how I'm weird, but you want something from me though, to all the way to, you know, thinking somehow, you know, they got played because they couldn't run a fast one on me and implying to do harm. You know what I mean? Like, and this is why, and this goes right back into why it is that I say that there's a lot of people who don't want to admit to this, but at some point we're going to have this discussion about mental health, because, you know, there's something wrong with a person who is so caught up with their own problems that they are getting off disrespectful. How dare you not let me take advantage of you? I'm going to be disrespectful to you because you're not allowing me to take advantage of you. So that's why it is that I'm not doing it. It's one thing, right? It's one thing if you happen to be, you know, bringing in other customers that pay full price. And then I can go, okay, then I'll go ahead and cut you some slack on one reading, future reading, right? One, that's it. Until you start bringing in other customers, and then I'll let you know when I'll hook you up another time. But for you, whether it is that you know me from doing this, or whether it is that you just found my channel, for me to give you the hookup every single time, nah, you know? And I'll even go as far ahead as to say, right, if anybody has a problem with that, I encourage anybody who has a problem with that to go shop around. Because again, a lot of people tend to have this sense of entitlement to them, this false sense of entitlement to them, where it's, you know, they so goofy because they so interested in not letting me have, you know, putting money in my hand, even though I'm running a business. You know, they want to make this claim of, oh, well, your stuff is super expensive. Okay, well, with that being said, I'm actually on the cheaper side of it. And if you don't believe me, I am encouraging everybody on my YouTube channel to go shop around and see who's really expensive and who's not. You know? You know what I mean? So let's get into this. This is for Capricorns, right? It's not for Capricorn in particular, what it is I was just talking about. It's for anybody. So you have the Two of Swords, Ace of Cups, okay, the Seven of Cups. I feel like I have to do these types of announcements often because people don't know how to stop trying to be on some usury type shit. It's like, at what point is it? It's like that really goes to show you the state of the planet that we're living in, where that's the default. People automatically are trying to, they don't know a person, they don't know who the person is, but they're always trying to get something out of other people. That's weird. So you have the Seven of Cups, as I said before, the Hermit, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Devil, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the World, and then you have the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups, somebody obviously wants to come back, but let's build context around this. So the Two of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Cups represents this being a situation for a lot of y'all where this is about how a lot of you Capricorns want to, a lot of you Capricorns are kind of being very wary about the types of, being very wary, okay, about the types of people whom you meet, being very wary about relationships in general, and trying to be as picky as possible so that you don't end up interacting with people who are suffering from dysfunctions, you know what I mean? Social and mental dysfunctions, as we all are. But the Hermit and the Queen of Wands represents how, that means that the Hermit represents you. It means that your eyes are open, okay? And now that some of you Capricorns are finally ready to date, a lot of you Capricorns are dating, starting to date wisely. You know, Capricorns often have a hard time when it comes to love, and in particular because the world that we're living in has no justice, right? And I may do a video on that, but that down the line. But you have the Queen of Wands here, and the Queen of Wands represents how, but you do have to watch out for this perception, because you don't want to become overly precautious or overly cautious. Otherwise, you'll have analysis paralysis. Now, the Devil represents Capricorn, okay? So this represents, again, that analysis paralysis that some of you Capricorns may be going through. Stop thinking that you are further away than what you actually are, right? Let me help you orientate yourself so that you can understand the location of where you are. You're closer to it than you think. You should be suspicious when it comes to the aspect of mating and dating, but you should also be paying attention. If someone is putting you on a pedestal, that is a clear sign. If someone is putting you on a pedestal, that's a clear sign early that they're trying to, more than 9 times out of 10, run game on you, okay? So regardless of what Capricorn you are, right? If someone is putting you on a pedestal and they're bumping you up to the umpteenth, you know, whatever, that's a huge red flag, you know? And you shouldn't want that anyway, right? So the thing is that the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups now represents how, if you fall prey to that type of stuff, then it means that, you know, you Capricorns or whomever it is, but I'm speaking to you Capricorns, need to watch out for that in general. The Eight of Cups represents how anyone that's putting you on a pedestal, most definitely walk away from them as soon as possible. And then you have the World. The World represents Capricorn as well. So both major arcana that represents Capricorn, both the Devil and the World is here. The World represents how you're supposed to be more, I should say, strive for better things than, you know, having someone just put you up on a pedestal. The Six of Cups represents how you do have someone who's going to try to come back in, right? Obviously, that person is going to try to convince you that things have changed. It's up to you, Capricorn, to really spot for yourself if they are telling the truth or if they're basically trying to put a new mask on, right? It's up to you, Capricorns, to decide for yourselves, because ultimately, I can't tell y'all what to do. Let's clarify the Six of Cups, shall we? Let's clarify the Six of Cups. You have the Seven of Wands, the Star, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a situation for y'all where, you know, the Seven of Wands, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune represents, just yet again, the Wheel of Fortune is Cancer crabs, okay? So Cancer is the exact opposite sign of Capricorn. a lot of this is the type of stuff that was supposed to have happened, because this is you kind of, you know what I mean, being on your guard, which is what you're supposed to be. The star represents, they're just trying to let you know that they want to get back together with you. The Wheel of Fortune, or you hear from them again, the Wheel of, you know, something to that effect, that they want to get back together. The Wheel of Fortune is that, again, it'll be up to you to decide for yourselves whether or not you want to get back together with this person. This, you know, I would suggest you really watch out for this type of energy, because the most effective form of manipulation is when they show up with a smile on their face. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace, y'all.